Have you ever tried driving through a thick fog? Your headlights barely cut through the mist. The road you thought you knew suddenly feels unfamiliar. Every curve, every shadow, every step forward is uncertain. You grip the wheel tighter, leaning forward, straining to see what's ahead, but all you see is gray. That's what life can feel like sometimes. The fog of confusion settles in when we don't have all the answers. Maybe it's a decision about your future, a broken relationship, a career path that suddenly feels unclear, or a season where nothing seems to make sense. You feel stuck and paralyzed because you don't know what lies ahead. And in that fog, fear whispers. What if you make the wrong choice? What if you take one more step and everything falls apart? We've all been there. Lost, unsure, afraid to move forward. But it's in those very moments, when the fog blinds us, that God's word shines the brightest. In the middle of that fog, God speaks a simple but powerful truth. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. Proverbs 3 verses 5-6. Think about that for a moment. When the road is clear, when the sky is bright, trusting God feels easy. But the test of faith isn't when the sun is shining. It's when the fog is thickest. Our natural instinct is to lean on our own understanding, to analyze, to calculate, to try to force clarity. But God says, don't lean on what you know. Lean on me. It's like being on a mountain trail covered in mist. You can't see more than a few steps ahead. But if you have a guide who knows the path, who has walked it countless times, you don't need the whole map. You just need to trust the one leading you. Mental fog isn't just about not knowing what to do next. It's the weight that comes with it. The sleepless nights, the racing thoughts, the constant what-ifs looping in your mind. You try to replay every scenario, calculate every possibility, and control the outcome before it even happens. But here's the truth. Confusion grows heavier when we try to solve it on our own. The more we lean on our limited understanding, the more anxious we become. Why? Because our sight is short, but God's vision is eternal. It's like holding a flashlight in a storm. You only see a few feet ahead, and no matter how hard you squint, the fog doesn't lift. That's what our understanding is like. Narrow, fragile, and easily shaken. But God doesn't ask us to see the whole road. He asks us to trust, to surrender the illusion of control and believe that he is already where we're headed. And here's the miracle. When we acknowledge him, not just in our prayers, but in every decision, every crossroad, every moment of uncertainty, he promises to direct our paths. Not with confusion, not with hesitation, but with clarity that comes step by step, like a lantern guiding you through the mist. Sometimes, that clarity isn't immediate. The fog doesn't always vanish in an instant. But God teaches us that walking by faith isn't about knowing the next mile. It's about trusting him with the next step. The question is, how do we live this out? How do we trust God when life feels uncertain, when our minds are clouded, and the fog doesn't lift? Here are 3 simple but powerful ways. 1. Surrender the need for control. Most of our anxiety comes from trying to control what we were never meant to control. We want guarantees. We want to know how it ends before we begin. But faith is choosing to let go. It's saying, Lord, I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I know you hold tomorrow. 2. Acknowledge God in the small things. Proverbs 3 verse 6 doesn't say, acknowledge him only in the big decisions. It says, in all your ways. That means in the way you treat others, in the way you spend your time, in the choices you make daily. When you invite God into the small moments, you'll find he's already preparing you for the big ones. 3. Take one step at a time. God rarely gives us the whole map. Instead, he gives us enough light for the next step. It may be calling someone. It may be applying for that one job. It may be choosing to forgive. Don't wait for the fog to vanish before you move. Obedience creates clarity. Faith clears the path as you walk it. Here's the truth. God isn't asking you to understand everything. He's asking you to trust him in everything. And when you do, the fog doesn't control you anymore. Peace replaces panic. Trust replaces fear. And step by step, the path ahead becomes clear. Maybe right now, you're standing in your own fog. You don't see the way forward. You don't have all the answers. The weight of uncertainty feels crushing. But hear this. You don't need to see the whole path. You just need to trust the one who does. The same God who spoke galaxies into being, who parts seas, who raises the dead, He is the one guiding your steps. The fog is not a sign that you're abandoned. The fog is a chance for faith. It's the invitation to lean not on your understanding, but to lean fully on Him. So today, instead of asking for the fog to disappear, ask for the faith to walk through it. Pray, Lord, I may not see what's ahead, but I will trust you with the next step. And as you take that step, you will discover that God's promises are not bound by what you see. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6 is not just a verse to memorize. It's a compass for your soul. It points you away from the burden of your own understanding and into the peace of His direction. So keep walking, keep trusting, and one day, when you look back, you'll realize that even in the thickest fog, God was faithfully guiding you to where you were meant to be. Because faith doesn't need a clear road. It just needs a clear trust in the one who leads. If this message spoke to you, take a moment to pause and pray. Ask God to guide your steps today. And if you need encouragement for your journey, keep returning to Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6. It will remind you that even in the fog, you're never walking alone.